Hello, my little disasters. It is me, Beautiful Disaster, and I am here today to kind of ask you a question. See, recently I ran into a thing where, well, I don't know what you call it. I call it like going down the rabbit hole, where you go online, you start looking something up, and then you click something else, click something else. Before you know it, you're like 2 hours down the, rabbit hole and what you initially were looking for, I guess you're kind of in the ballpark, but it's changed up throughout time. Well, anyways, this happened to me recently, and ended up looking up like conspiracies of Disney characters and all this kind of thing. And normally I don't put too much heat into that, but as I was looking up and reading up on people's like ideas and stuff, it was crazy because some of it, well, a lot of it made sense and kind of added up and stuff like that. I have my paper down here, so I can read things off, but the one thing that they were talking about, and so, like, again, I want to get your guys' take on it, so please put things into the comments. I'll read it, and stuff. Kind of basically, I'm asking uh, what fight you have against these things because I'm sure there's things I'm not thinking of that will fight against these ideas that I'm giving or whatever it may be. But this conspiracy, if you will, that they're giving at this point is that Elsa and Anna from Frozen are not really sisters, and that Elsa and Rapunzel Elsa from Frozen, Rapunzel from Tangled are actually sisters. They're actually twin sisters. Okay. So the idea, one of the things that they were saying was that those two princesses, Elsa and Rapunzel, are actually the only two princesses to have magical powers in all of the Disney movies. And I was like, what? I find that really hard to believe, but when I was thinking back over it, somebody like Cinderella, for instance, didn't have, magical powers. What is her lady called? Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Oh, goodness. Anyways, her fairy godmother, she had the magical powers, like stuff like that. So I couldn't think of any. If you can think of any that do, please put them, in the message thing because I now can't think of any now that they brought that up. Um, so the idea is that um, the mom of who was it? Tangled, I think. Right. Um, I forget what had happened in the beginning. She had gotten sick, whatever it may be, and in order to save her, they made that like soup drink thing out of the magical flower, and she drank it. And the idea is that she was really pregnant with twins because she was pregnant at the time. She was pregnant with twins, and the magical stuff saved them and everything, but also obviously went into the two girls. And if you think about it in the end, I know that the two girls' power is different, but in the end of both movies, their actual power that they didn't even know they had was both of them ended up saving basically somebody who was dead and brought them back to life in the end of the movie. Also, Anna and Rapunzel with the guy who has 80 names. I don't even know what his name is anymore in the end. And of course, both girls are blonde. They're both technically, from what they're proving, they're the same age, the same exact age. And that the both movies actually came out from each other, I believe, 3 years almost to the day from each other that the actual movie came out, which everybody keeps saying Disney, Pixar, all that crap. Like, they don't make mistakes. They do things on purpose. They, of course, research things out the wazoo. Everything that they do is for a reason. And apparently, if you research both areas that both girls are from, they're fairly close. And so the idea is the twins were born, and that one evil old hag realized that with Rapunzel's hair, she could stay looking younger. But when she tried to cut it and take a piece with her, that didn't work. It had to be attached to Rapunzel. So she stole the baby. Great. So the idea is now the parents know this and are afraid somebody else is going to know that, her other twin baby obviously can do this. And they're afraid that Elsa is going to be stolen. So they send her off by boat to basically Arendelle, or, with them. With the completely other color hair, brown hair girls, family, Anna, and to save her. And those parents knew what was up, and they accepted. And in order to keep us safe, obviously, they shut everything down, closed everything down, didn't let Elsa out, and let nobody knew what was going on inside. And that's what ended up, saving her. Another thing that they brought up, I know, like what? But anyways, another thing that they brought up was that those two characters, Elsa and Rapunzel, are left-handed. And if you go back and you look, they're both left-handed. I went back and checked it in the movie, and they're both left-handed. Rapunzel seems to be a little bit more like ambidextrous, but when she's gonna do her important stuff, it's left-handed. Elsa saves her sister, left-handed. All that. And if you go and look in the movies, not all characters are left-handed. Other ones are right-handed, and you can watch that happen. But the other weird thing is, if you go back and watch, the mom, her, that gave birth to the girls, quote unquote, she's left-handed because she touches the kids, their faces left-handed and all this kind of stuff. They're not in it much, the parents. But, yeah, that's another thing that I was like, "Meh." But again, if you guys have like fights, ideas, things that would go against it, I'd be willing to listen to it because crazy. Now they're saying that the parents from Frozen left at sea and died and all this business, but obviously there's not any proof, you know. And this conspiracy theory is going even further because they're saying those parents actually didn't die at sea. They ended up at an island, ready, and gave birth to, because I believe she was pregnant at the time, or something like that, gave birth to what ended up being Tarzan and his parents. And they ended up getting eaten by, the parents ended up getting eaten by like a tiger or something. So those people had like a rough time, but whatever. And that, so Tarzan would technically be, I mean, I know this is all insane, but I swear to you, it's online. This is things that people think, and they have like complete proof behind these things. It's insanity. Um, and then they're saying that something with the eyes, the blue eyes, and the way like I know nothing. Mind you, my eyes are blue. But I know nothing about like really how people get. I think it takes two light-eyed people to have a blue-eyed. So we could be like a light hazel, this, that, the other. And if you go and look, I believe that that's the case. I think one of the sets of parents, the dad has blue eyes and the mom has like a greeny color. And the other set of parents, the dad has a green and the mom has the blue eye. Or however I just said it. But you hear what I'm saying. And all this. And one of the other crazy things is if you really, really look, because it's supposed to be, the girls are the same age and they're close and they live nearby and whatever. I believe it's if you go to Anna's wedding in the Frozen movie, somewhere in the crowd, you can see Rapunzel with her short, black, spiky kind of hair, that because she had to cut it at the end, so it's got like that wisp, and her hair would have grown if it was too long after. So that's not the case. She went to Anna, apparently, like was not Anna. Why do I keep saying that? Right? Oh, you know what? I don't even know. Maybe whatever party it was that they had in the Frozen movie at the end. Well, anyways, if you look, the Rapunzel girl, she's in like the crowd. I'll find out more about it specifically and I'll let you know. But if you guys have any questions or any responses or any information that is to or for against this little conspiracy theory, I'd love to hear it because to me this is interesting as all get out because I've over the years I never even knew. I knew nothing about this. And there are a lot more conspiracies out there due to the Disney movies. That again link up in time. Pixar and Disney do nothing on accident. So yeah. And again, I'm not really into these things, but I love you guys, and like, post, subscribe, whatever. If you like this video, I will add more to it, or I'll do another one. I have one on Wally and a couple other movies that I can, talk to you about, and you can discuss and answer me. So let me know if you like this. Give a big thumbs up, all that. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. And yeah, thanks for coming and visiting, and thank you for listening. Okay, bye-bye.